Warning. If it wasn't obvious from the title and thumbnail, this video includes some scary imagery and possibly disturbing images. Viewer discretion is advised, and I recommend you don't watch this before bed. This is not a diss or anything. This genuinely comes from somebody who had to scroll through a lot of unsettling creepypasta face images for the sake of researching this video. Anyways, let's get on with it. The other day I was scrolling my TikTok feed as per usual, looking for nothing in particular, when a peculiar video came onto my feed. Now, I'm used to creepypasta, ARG, or other horror content on my feed. Every day some edgy teenager decides to make their own creepypasta with a spoopy edited image of Jeff the Killer. Except this video caught my eye. There was just something about the quality of the images that attempted to mimic a digital horror Windows XP-esque style. Style I really dig, actually. So let's go ahead and read through it real fast.
Microsoft used Bill Gates' mugshot as an outline for the default profile icon on Outlook in 2010.
And the last slide especially got my attention. Gatesface.png, huh? Interesting. It wasn't the video or slideshow on TikTok, whatever you'd call it, itself that got me hooked on this. It was really the picture and, the fact I had never seen it in all my time on the internet. The pic itself didn't seem to be edited or altered from any other creepypasta ARG images I had seen on my time in the horror YouTube internet landscape. And I know my way around these. I'm sure anyone's first thought is to immediately try and reverse image search it. So I tried a couple different sites. TinEye yielded no results whatsoever. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are used to seeing that with this site. Labnol couldn't really find much other than a bunch of images that kind of look like it, but definitely aren't related in any way. They're just kind of scary white faces from other horror-esque stuff. And Yandex, another website that's very similar, basically yielded the same results. So yeah, this was a dead end. Looking on Google for anything related to it, like Gatesface Creepypasta, Gates ARG, Microsoft gatesface.png, and the like, didn't yield any new info either. After this, I was officially hooked though. The comments on the OG TikTok only seemed to either not care or focus solely on how off-putting the image is rather than wondering about its origin like I'm currently am. So they were no help. The uploader wasn't of help either until I realized that they were actually a re-uploader. The whole account was re-uploaded TikToks. They even admitted to it in the comments, but refrained from saying the actual creator. Man, don't you just love when somebody steals someone else's content? That's so funny. My guess is that the original video, which I could swear I got on my feed a while back, was deleted for whatever reason by the uploader. Maybe their account even got nuked, or they didn't like the reception. Who knows? This one channel I found on here, or account, seems to make similar content of similar quality. So this is my best guess, but yeah, this really means nothing since it doesn't get us anywhere closer to finding the origin. As for the text in the video itself, there's actually some truth to it. Apparently the silhouette of Bill Gates' mugshot from a traffic violation when he was younger was used as a default profile icon. So basically this strange creepypasta, or maybe even attempted ARG in the making, is based on real information. Just tweaked to be more disturbing in a sort of admittedly dumb way. Kind of cliche, honestly, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. At this point, this was all I had to go on. So what does a man like me do when backed against a wall with unknown info or possible lost media? Let's give Reddit a try.
Done.
Surprisingly, Reddit was of no help at all, with only 2 posts actually talking about the image and coming to the same conclusion. None! They said absolutely nothing. They're just asking very similar questions I have. This user in our creepypasta asked about it, referencing the fact that it's a TikTok just like where I found it, where it doesn't come up anywhere else with relevant info. Which definitely helped because a lot of TikTok commenters weren't talking about it at all, so it was at least refreshing to see somebody a little bit interested in the origin of this image. Another user went on some weird rant about Microsoft trivia copies. It either feels like they're trying to play into it a little bit to keep the whole mystery going, or maybe they're the creator of it. Listen, I don't know. I'm not going to read into it too much. It's probably just some kid on Reddit. You know, you can't really say too much about it. And without a doubt, it doesn't help me at all, so I'm just going to move on. After this, reality set in. If I wanted to get to the bottom of this and dig up more information behind where this might be coming from, either I could take back to TikTok and maybe try to follow some more leads from there, or, well, I guess it's time to go where no man must go. The dirty, piss-stinking, dark Detroit alleyway of the internet. It's time to roll up my sleeve and stick my arm into the cesspit that is 4chan image boards. Yeah! After escaping with my humanity intact, and my dignity less so, I officially can say that 4chan was of no help whatsoever. Nothing. Literally nothing. When I began this search, I hoped I could find a conclusion to end this video with, to make this a little bit more of a project instead of an ongoing investigation, but instead I'm left with absolutely nothing. At my current state, I cannot do much else than I already have. So from here, there are a number of things that can be done. What I'm asking you... One day after writing the majority of this video, I followed a lead from a random TikTok comment left by a user, inferring that the image was already found, and that it was in fact an AI image, interpolated from possibly Jeff the Killer or another related creepypasta. I thought it would be another red herring, 100%, or at least a dead end. But to my surprise, this person showed out. They asked me to DM them on Instagram since it is impossible to send images through TikTok, and I obliged. To my surprise, they almost immediately sent me an image that I initially thought could be the true unedited picture in question. This unsettling image's similarity to the image in question was uncanny, but it didn't quite line up. There were a couple areas where it looked completely different, and really it was only similar, so I concluded that this was one of the pictures interpolated in the batch of pictures, one of which could be the one that we're looking for. From here, I knew it was close to the truth. They helped me further by introducing me to a TikTok sound that is currently being used as basically a dumping ground for scary AI images created by random people. Untitled 7. After browsing this sound and the image slideshows within it, a specific image in a specific upload caught my eye. After browsing for long, I recognized it instantaneously. Everyone pop champagne, we found our pick. Yippee! Keep in mind that this all happened live on VC with a couple friends of mine, and so the hype just couldn't be contained. This moment was so gratifying for me, as the timeline of events now presented itself and made perfect sense, so let's just go over it one last time. Presumably this TikTok user, Game 5, used an AI imaging software to create a batch of scary pictures and put a bunch of them under this TikTok sound. Someone saw it and decided to use the image in a creepy slideshow they were already planning out. The creepypasta story they came up with seems to be original, as it can be found nowhere else on the internet. They edited the image, uploaded it to the slideshow, and then when it picked up traction, it was reposted and the original was either unlisted or deleted. After all of that, here we are now. I was ready to call off this short hunt with the conclusion that the image wasn't all that important and not really worth anyone's time. Honestly, I kind of just thought about deleting this draft of the video entirely. But in the age of nostalgia for scary things we saw in our childhood here on the internet, it is all the more important to archive things that we want to have remembered. If my original hunch were true and this were truly a scary image of unknown origin, much like Jeff the Killer is currently, it would be too bad to have to see it lost instead of attempting to get to the bottom of where it came from. suddenly we'd have droves of people trying to figure out where it came from and not being able to get close whatsoever, as Jeff the Killer's origin is still debatable and doesn't have a concrete answer. To conclude this small video, please tell me if this is the type of content you find interesting. I like to do a variety of things on this channel, and I'm currently drafting a long-form video doc on the state of analog horror. So if that sounds interesting, please stick around through the growing pains of this silly little channel. Until my next video, have a good night. Peace.